Hey guys, Dark Prometheus here. Welcome back to some more of our modded Madden franchise. The Bears, it's week 18. We have the Browns until we make the playoffs. So I think we've already locked up the division at this point. Let's look at the league standings. So it's regular standings. So this is how it's going right now. The Dolphins and the Bills both have locked up playoff positions. The Steelers locked up theirs, Texans at 11-5, and Dolphins 11-5. So that is still possible with that one. I think the Broncos need a little help to get the 1 seed. On the NFC side, we're 12-4. The Eagles are 12-4. The Falcons are 12-4. So if we win, we will take this. We will take this and take the 1 seed. If we lose, I'm not sure if it's between the Falcons or the Eagles. I think they play each other, don't they? No, they played each other last week. So we'll see how that is. The Falcons play the Texans, I believe. So that also is good ramifications. The Niners are 10-6. I have that locked up. The ones that are a little bit, it looks like the Giants, Cowboys, and Vikings. That's still one that's in the hunt. Jacksonville, Bengals looking to lock it up. I wish there was one that we could see the standings when it comes to this. Here it is. You can do it by conference. So that's what the top. So Jacksonville, Cincinnati, Indianapolis, Tennessee, the Chargers and Chiefs all have a possibility of making the playoffs. That is interesting in that. So the Chiefs aren't out of it yet, but they need a lot of help. On our side, in the top 4, Giants, Cowboys, and Vikings are there locked in, but Tampa and the Cardinals and the Seahawks and the Lions are all there, and the Packers. It could be a little mix up on what ultimately happens. The Cowboys play Philly. Who does the Giants play? Giants play Las Vegas. So that's going to be an interesting one right there. So let's do this Browns game. This is who we play this week, I believe, right? Am I crazy? Yes, it is the Browns. If I look at their statistics, let's look at the injuries on the injured status here. Jerry Jeudy's out the man of the year. They're 5-11 right now, so obviously they're not going to make the playoffs. They'll be without Jerry Jeudy. Kareem Hunt is out, Tyler Goodson's out, and Nick Gates. Otherwise, they got back Ben Yurosek, but he's going to be out as well. They're just going to keep him on the IR to finish the season. For their scouting report, 23rd in quarterbacks, going with Jalen Monroe, the rookie out of Alabama. So far right now, 6 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, 1,900 yards. They've had some injuries going back and forth. At running back, 20th in the league, Jerome Ford, Nicholas Singleton. There are 2 Nicholas Singletons. Yeah, so he's set up as the fullback as well. So that's going to be interesting. He was their 3rd round pick out of Penn State. For the receivers, 26th, Jacoby Myers, Cedric Tillman, and Daniel Jackson. And tight end, 7th with David Njoku and C.J. Dupree. On the line, 24th in the league, Freddie Christensen, Joel Benito in his 11th, going his 12th year if he stays in the league. Luke Wiper, Wyatt Teller, and Jack Conklin. Jack Conklin being a guy that came over from Tennessee eventually, but that's not great. Not great for them. Defensive line is 7th with Kyle Kennard, the rookie out of South Carolina. For right now, 3.5 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, 4 fumble recoveries. Having a decent year, 14 TFLs. Dalvin Tomlinson, Mike Hall, and Myles Garrett. In the linebacking core, 18. So Akeem Davis Gaither, Kenneth Murray, and Jeremiah Owasu Karamoa, who actually he has been on Cleveland. Why did I think he was on the Eagles? Maybe it was something else. And then in the secondary, 5th in the league. So a good secondary with Denzel Ward, Greg Newsome, Martin Emerson, Juwan Thornhill, and Grant Delpit. So still pretty good on the secondary wise, but this team needs a lot of building, and they're hoping Jalen Milroe can bring it back for them. So I'm going to get in this game. We're going to have some fun, and we'll see what we end up getting. If we win, we're in. We'll see how this goes. Welcome to week 18, last game of the season. We're going up against Jalen Milroe, the rookie out of Alabama. This is a win, and we have the first seed. We have home field advantage, and we're in. We have no status on the prior games. We may see some of those at the halftime or in the ticker. We're not going to reference them. We're going to worry about that at the end of the game, or if it pops up at halftime. At home, though, it's nice. We have DeAndre Swift back. We have Braxton Jones. I think we're up to 100% at this point. I think even Darnell Wright is back. So a lot of our stars are back. So we just have, we still have games to play for here. So we're not going to be playing our seconds, but we need to come out of this unscathed, or at least relatively healthy. Now, here comes Jalen Milroe, banged up a little bit this season, finally healthy. I know there's a graphical error with his legs and his socks. We're going to roll with it because this was a good game, and I didn't realize it until the second quarter. But here is David Njoku, big play, first play. And that's why I said, hey, I'm just going to play this game, even though with that, because I noticed it around the second or third play. But here's a little man in motion is Njoku going back. Going to, actually, it's not Njoku. They're going to pass behind. It's going to be Dippy, I think, or Dipla. I don't know how to pronounce this name. But that one's going to be incomplete. It's 3rd and 9, dropping back, pump fake, looking, going deep. It has a man. It's a touchdown. And that is a big play to Daniel Jackson. Big play there. And Jalen Milroe and the Browns strike first. Not having a good year, but hey, maybe they can get the first win end of January, or this is technically in the new year, but and go into 2026 with a win. So out comes Caleb Williams. I think at this point he is solidified as the MVP. 4,300 yards, 30 touchdowns, 17 interceptions, has 10 rushing touchdowns at this point, or close to it. So we're looking at a 40 touchdown season. Hand out to Swift, moving through, has a breakdown on the screen and into Browns territory to the 40. Good first touch, and we're going to get Swift involved heavily today. Looking, we had Swift over the middle, but we're going to have to look. We find him there, and it's at his feet, not able to make the play. Let me hand off to Swift, taken down quickly, and it's a 3rd and 11. That doesn't look good. Luther Burden is, looks like that's an ankle injury, and that could be not great. So Tutu Atwell's going to check in. Caleb rolling out, looking, going to get to 35 and out at the 31. We're going to try, well, we do kick the field goal on that one. And so here it is, pitch out. That in the backfield, getting it is Jerome Ford. And then we have Singleton, who takes it number 10 on this one. So Ford back, looking, going to be a pass right side, and Johnson just cannot make a play on the football. Ford in the backfield, play action. Looking, Milroe, going to roll out to his right side, throw it out of bounds. 2nd and 10 from their own 49, near midfield. Going to be a screen, giving out to Singleton, and Singleton will break a tackle, and down at the 43, 3rd and 2, handoff Gonna be taken out at the line at the sticks, and they say he has it. Quick throw, and this one was intended. Backward pass picked up by Montez Sweats. What is going on here? Miscommunication, set up for a screen. Maybe it was good penetration. That was just a wild. I am confused on what that was, but short field, roll out left side, looking downfield. We're going to take it forward and down at the 47 for second and 1, I should say. Dropping back, Williams looking, gonna find Romanunze, breaking the tackle to the 30, the 25, knocked down at the 21, and just inside the red zone, or just near the red zone. This will put him inside the red zone. Swift on the right side for 8. Jay not just nowhere to go there, loses 2. Empty backfield set, dropping back. Quick throw over the middle. It is Swift into the 4, first and goal. Gonna be a handoff. Swift trying to go upfield, puts the ball on the ground. We will challenge that. It's clearly a fumble that he hits the shoulder down, and it's obviously gonna be that, but we challenge it. It's reversed. Here we go. Caleb, handoff to Swift, bounces off his own man and doesn't get in there. Well, that doesn't help things. So dropping back, Caleb gets hit and ends up throwing a strike to Swift. It's going to be a touchdown, and we answer right back. Just rough, but hey, we were able to get it done. Little pitch out to Ford, breaks a tackle, but taken down by Kyler Gordon. Out of the shotgun. Play action, looking, rolling out right side, Njoku. Moving up the sideline for the first down before Baker takes him down at the 40. You got an offensive lineman here moving around. A little bit of a swing tackle action, handoff to Ford going the outside, but there's Baker shooting a gap and stopping that after 2. Man in motion here, going to be a fake pitch. Njoku, handoff to Singleton, and only small gain. Dropping back, looking, Milrow as time finds his man on the outside, does break a tackle, and Tillman will have the first down. We work into the second quarter, hand out to Ford up the middle, breaking a tackle of Nandi before he is taken down by Sanborn. Man in motion left side, looking, pressure on him, and finds Tillman. Actually, Singleton, number 10, out of the backfield. 3rd and 4, quick throw right side, big play by Tyreek Stevenson, and it ends up being a punt back to the Bears. Dropping back, looking, Caleb's gonna find his man Moore as a block downfield, trying to go outside, stiff arm down at the 46. Tight end set left, gonna be a little bit of an RPO, and that's knocked down by Kennard. Dropping back, looking, moving around, and he's sacked in. Lopez with that one. 3rd and a long 18. Dropping back, Caleb gonna go over to Cole Kmet. Cole Kmet trying to make a move down at the 50. We're gonna go for it. Probably not a smart move. We're gonna try. Looking, has a man, and that's gonna be picked off. Looking for Lockley. Lockie doesn't have the space there. It's not thrown over the top. Grant Delpit easily snags out of the air. At the end of the day, it's going to be a punt turnover, short punt turnover. They'll take it from the Bears 35. On the outside, taking down quickly there. It's 7. Well, actually 3 yards. 2nd and 7. Thrown over the right side. Big hit, forced him out of bounds. 3rd and 6. Dropping back, looking, going up for it all, picked off by Jacom Brisker. Going down past the 50, and Milrow will have to force him down and near the out of bounds marker as Brisker coming through is played, not injured. And the thought process was if he keeps on playing like that, we're going to keep on keeping him in if he doesn't get injured, and it's been good and healthy, so it looks like we're likely going to resign him as this goes on. So Swift out of the backfield with the screen towards the first down. They're going to say short. Tight end set. Two of them on the right. Going to be handoff up the middle. Swift with the first down. Out of the shotgun. Dropping back. Looking. Moving around the pocket. Moving around. Finds this man a little bit high throw, but Romadunze able to adjust. A little bit of a misdirection to Swift and into the end zone. He has 2 of our touchdowns today. And that is a great answer and a good game by Swift. 17-7 now. Milrow trying to get back into this. Going on the outside forward, big stiff arm, and that's a gain of 14. Handoff. Left side, Singleton making a couple moves, but only a short gain there. Sweat strong in the run, and he has been that all year long. Dropping back, looking. Pressure, a little bit of pressure there on the outside on the flanks, but not really going to affect him. He'll be short of the sticks though for Singleton, so it's punted back to Chicago. We go with a swift run up the middle for no gain. Dropping back, looking. We have a man, he's wide open, and not wide open, but some room, and we just overpass that. And then we have an injury to Tutu Atwell. We'll see these ones as we go through, but that looks like a serious injury. And we punt it back to the Browns. They're going to be a gain of 7. Dropping back, looking. Going to be a pass on the right side, out of bounds. 3rd and 3. Looking. Dropping back, 8-gap blitz. Throw over the middle, and that's going to be caught by Njoku moving downfield inside the red zone to the 17. Njoku's had great games. Going to go back to him here and get to the 6, 1st and goal. Milrow looking, has time. Rolling out to the left side. Baker's going to step up, take him down at the 4. Out of the shotgun, forward in the backfield. Looking. And finds Njoku, and he will have a touchdown. Just a big mismatch here with David Njoku. So a handoff by Swift, breaking an arm tackle there up the middle for 15. We call timeout. Maybe we can get something here. Looking. The ball is up, and Scott just cannot get there. We're going to take one more shot, likely looking. And that's Williams down. We're going to throw one more ball. Maybe we can get something going here. Moving around, we find DJ Moore up the middle, down, and we're going to take a shot deep. Dropping back. Has time, going for it all, and knocked down. Should have been picked off. Intended for Sky Moore. He had a step. Maybe if that's put more towards the outside, towards the line, the out of bounds line, maybe that is grabbed, but where it was, that was not going to have it. It wasn't going to cut it. So we have an idea of the Packers and the Commanders. The Packers win to move to 9-8. That is still possibly a record they can make. And the Lions moved to 9-8. So we're going to have to take a look at that going into the next week for the playoffs, because 9-8 just might be enough. But that one was too much, intended for DJ Moore. Williams going on the outside. He's going to throw that away before Myles Garrett sacks him. Dropping back, looking, setting up a screen, and that's read perfectly. So after 3 and out, dropping back, play action. Milrow hit as he throws. Amulo Melon there with the great pressure forward, bouncing it back across the line of scrimmage for 6. Dropping back, looking. Amulo Melon will not get him this time. It'll be another pressure, and then up the middle. Swift gets 9. Play action, looking. That's thrown out of bounds for Williams. And that's a torn labrum for Jonathan Owens. So he's going to be out long term. Maybe comes back if we make the Super Bowl, maybe. So he's going to be on the IR for long term. We hand it off to Ott for a gain of 1 up the middle. Dropping back, Williams. This time looking, finds his man DJ Moore up the middle. It makes a 3rd and 3. Hand off to Swift up the middle, fighting for yards and a 1st down. Dropping back, looking. Gonna go for more again, looking for the block by Swift on the outside. Does get it in a 1st down. Pitch out, Stromberg there. Makes a couple of key blocks and Scadaboo a strong run. Great. Dropping back, looking. As time looking, and Caleb's just going to throw this away. 3rd and 2. Dropping back, looking. Going to find this man underneath. It is DJ Moore for the first down to the 22. Dropping back again, looking. Caleb finds his tight end, Cole Kmet, and we work inside the red zone. Flag is thrown. Handoff up to Swift. I think this is the corner bug, offsides. I don't remember if we take this one or not. I think we decline it, and it's a 3rd and 2. It's handoff to Swift, and he stopped. Reason why I declined it is because of bug. We're going to go for it on 4th and 1. Swift gets the first down. It'll be a 1st and goal. Dropping back, looking, has time, rolling around. Nothing's there. Nothing's there. Throw it away. And we do. Under center here. 2 tight ends, right side. Play action, rolling out right. DJ Moore underneath, working, and gets into the end zone. DJ Moore. It is 24-14. Great little play action rollout underneath. DJ's there. No one is in sight. Uses speed to turn upfield and get into the end zone. 10-point game here. Handoff to Ford on the left side, and he is quickly taken down after 3. Man in motion left side. Singleton up the middle. Has a hole. Works near midfield. They'll mark him at the 48 of the Bears. Pistol formation to Ford on the outside, and Stevenson there with good open field tackle. Man in motion left side. Milrow looking. Going over the middle and misses his man. Dropping back. Looking. Has time and a big catch there, and that will move the chains. Singleton out of the pistol, about to get out left side for a short game. And here is a 3 tight end set right side. They run to the left for whatever reason, and that's another short game. Dropping back, Milrow looking, has double coverage there, looking for Tillman, and it is stopped easily. It's back to a 10-point game. Swift on the outside for no game. Dropping back. Blitz is there. No one is open. We take the sack. To on 3rd and 20. Gonna go underneath the DJ Moore. He's gonna be taken down, and this is a quick punt back. Working into the 4th quarter here. Forward on the outside. Has room with the 40. First hit and thrown out of bounds at the 43. Hand off to Singleton, breaking a couple tackles, and it's Brisker with the stop at the 48. Play action, looking downfield, gonna find his man, but I have no idea of what 15 is doing there. So pass over the middle. That's in pressure. Big hit by Baker, and it's punted back to the Bears. Great pulling block there by Daniels, and that's going to be a gain of 9. Man in motion right side. Quick throw underneath. Ott will not have the first down. He's short. Hand off to Swift. Swift up the middle. Big hit. He puts the ball on the ground, and it's recovered. That's why we're looking at another running back next season. It's Kyle Kennard with the recovery. A rookie out of South Carolina, and Milrow's looking to tie this ball game up. And we have a good gain tackle there. 12. Actually, it's a 4-yard loss, but the 2nd and 14, they gain 6. 3rd and 8. Looking. A little bit of a zone blitz, and Singleton able to get the first down. First to go for the 9. Hand off to Ford. Ford inside the 5, breaking a couple tackles to the 3 on 2nd down, though. Going out to Singleton, and he's not going to make it. What a good stop by Lawson. Dropping back. Looking. Going for his man. It is caught. And that hurts Cedric Tillman. It's a tie ball game. Handoff on the right side to Swift, and that is a good gain of 8. We're going to still stick with him. It's DeAndre Swift. He's their best back. Dropping back. Going to be a pass out to him. He has to turn around, lose momentum. It's 3rd and 1. Scadaboo checks in. Stromberg misses his block assignment on the outside. On a 4th and 2, we're going to go for it. Looking. Hit as he throws. That's incomplete. And the Browns can take the lead here. That was not a smart play. Ford up the middle, breaking an arm tackle down to the 25. Tight end right side is Njoku. Singleton taken down by Dexter. Going to be another handoff to Ford on the outside. Finds the man. A flag is thrown. We'll have to see what it is. Might be holding near the line of scrimmage. We're hoping it is. And it will be. So that saves us likely in this game. Moves it to a 2nd and 19 from the 33. Looking back. Goes over the middle and Njoku burns us again for the first down. 6 catches, buck 19 and a touchdown. That hurts. Singleton on the right side. 2-minute warning. We're going to start taking our timeouts. There, Tyreek Stevenson with a high ankle sprain, so he'll be out the rest of this game. On that one, we blitz in. We're not going to take the timeouts. But here, we do take this one, and we will take a timeout. It's a 3-point game. Williams dropping back. Looking. Big strike. It's going to be Tyler Scott, the unlikely hero with the injuries in the receiving core, comes through. And that is a big play to the 24. Dropping back. We want the win here. Finds Cole Kmet taken down at the sticks. We're going to take our 2nd timeout. Dropping back. Has time. Moving around. Going to scramble. Right side. Has some room at the 10. And into the end zone with 53 seconds left. We're going to make this a 4-point game. Still big. Cleveland still has an opportunity to come into this one. And this field goal is big. And there it is. So, this is going to be a big one. The defense has to come through. Dropping back. Going there. And that is a big play. Would have been picked off in a tip drill, but just not able to get there. Good play by Jalen Johnson. Milroe dropping back. Looking right side. Deep throw. That is out of bounds. 3rd and 10. Dropping back. Time going, and that's overthrown. It is 4th and 10. We're going to drop back. We're only going to rush 3. We send an extra into coverage. Looking. Should have been picked off, but it's all right. That is 4th down over. We have clinched the number 1 seed just as long as we get this next first down. We just need to ensure this timeouts there are used, and we can do it here. Quick throw. There's Swift. He'll have the first down, and that will be your ball game victory formation for Caleb Williams. That is a big, hard-fought win. Cleveland moves to 5 and 12, and we move to 13 and 5. That's a big one there. Not 13 and 5. It's gonna be 13 and 4. Those are 17 games in a season. Through the 13 and 4, that means we will have the 1 seed. We had it already. Well, I'm going to hand you over to StatDark. We have a lot to do in the playoffs as well because we locked up the 1st seed. Well, that got a little dicey towards the end. Swift putting the ball on the ground. Let him get back in the game. Well, we come away and we have the 1 seed. I will have to confirm that. And we'll see that. But let's look at the stats first. Caleb, 22 of 34, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Milroe had a good one. I do have to edit in because his feet were a little bugged because of a conflict with one of the mods. So I'll fix that as well. Although we won't be playing Jalen Milroe unless we get a random Browns pick over the next couple years with that extra game. But 20 of 34, 216, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. Decent day. We just rattled them at times. It came down to. We rattled them at times. Swift, 20 carries, 67 yards, 1 touchdown to put the ball on the ground. Caleb adding another touchdown on the day. Rushing, 4 for 27 for the Browns. 16 of 75 for Ford. Singleton came in at 10 touches for 44. So a pretty good hit from them. On the receiving side, Njoku, it's a mismatch there. A $119 and a touchdown off playing off many of our linebackers. Daniel Jackson has 52 and a touchdown, and Tillman has 4 catches, 23 yards, and 1 touchdown as well. For us, DJ Moore, another great game, 94 yards off 7 catches, 1 touchdown. DJ Swift out of the backfield, 8 receptions, 66 yards, and a touchdown. We got Rome Odunze, a couple of catches. Komet was in there, and then Tyler Scott had that big one that put us in the possibility of even scoring that last drive. A lot of injuries, a lot of banged up stuff. Truss gave up a sack, and so does James Daniels. The Browns, they didn't give up any sacks, but I think we got there just on coverage sacks. JOK with 11 tackles. Thornhill has 9 TFLs. I mean, it's a field day for the Browns because we were trying to run the football a lot. 4 sacks. Tomlinson, Lopez, Carter, and Emerson all have 1 interception by Grant Delpit. Trying to go over the top, but still a little touchy here on Madden. Baker, 18 tackles. Stevenson had 10 tackles. Did get banged up in this one. We'll have to see how bad it was. It was an ankle injury. No sacks on the day. Brisker had 1 interception. I'm going to get my thumbnail. We're going to see how bad these injuries are because we will have likely a first round bye at this point. So we have some bad news. Jonah Jackson's still out with that injury. At the end of the day, though, Owens comes out. I think it's being rendered as a severe concussion, but I don't think it's that. I think it was a chest injury. Tutu Atwell, knee injury, goes out with a torn meniscus, and Luther Burden is done on the season, partially torn MCL. Hurts a little bit, but we'll have to figure it out at the end. All right, here is the weekly recap. I did this once, but I had everything kind of messed up, so I'm gonna do it again. Big game. The Falcons lose and the Eagles, so we have the number 1 seed regardless with that win. But if we had lost, we would have actually taken the number 1 seed to begin with. So that is a big one there. Texans being the Falcons, they will keep the 2 seed. I know that had a possibility if the Dolphins did lose, so we'll have to see that one. Bucks over the Panthers and move to 9-8. That's interesting. A lot of teams 9-8, so we'll see. Cowboys move to 10-7 after beating the Eagles by 7. The Ravens, the Steelers dropped down a couple of seeds, but it wasn't a big game for them. They already had their playoff spot pretty much locked. It could have helped a little bit, but Ravens take an 11-point win on that one. Rams beat the Titans 34-27. Seahawks moved to 9-8, giving them a chance to make the playoffs. We'll have to see how that 9-8 rounds out because we also had the Lions move to 9-8 over a 3-point win over the Vikings. Vikings not able to make the playoffs at this point, I believe, at 8-9. Chargers moved to 8-9 over the Colts. It's a big win for them. Broncos being the Jags 21-19. So that 8-9 with the Jags is big. That is possible. And as I see on the left side behind the weekly recap, I see they're the 6th seed. We'll have to see that. Bills beating the Chiefs down 34-17. Getting their revenge. First time Mahomes isn't going to be in the playoffs. They had a slight distant chance, but it will not be it. Packers moved to 9-8. We'll have to see if that 9-8 is good enough. Commanders dropped to 5-12. Dolphins secure the 1 seed with that 26-20 win over the Jets. Giants making the playoffs here with Shadur Sanders 10-7. Not going to take the division. Does match the Cowboys. We'll have to see how that one plays out. And the Pats beat the Bengals. That's a big one. Bengals had playoffs on the line. We'll have to see what happened with that one. And the Cards moved to 9-8. We'll have to see if they have enough there after beating the Saints by 3. Some of the news. I mean, at the end of the day, we have a couple of injuries. We'll have to see ultimately what happens in a lot of these. Top performers. I mean, it's a pretty good day for a lot of guys. Aston Genty in here is top rookies. Cam Ward, Shadur Sanders had a good day. Justin Fields, biggest surprise there, playing for the Texans and winning that game. JJ McCarthy had a little bit of time today in that loss to Detroit. Bo Nix, not a great game, but edges it out against Jacksonville. AJ Brown, not a good game. Mike Evans, not a good game as well. Injury report as we go through. Sam Darnold broke his ankle, so that is why JJ McCarthy went in and played that. Now we're going to be without Luther Burden for the rest of the season with that partial MCL tear. That's going to be big. Jonathan Owens will return to the Super Bowl with that torn labrum if he comes back. Foot fracture by Tutu Atwell, so he will be back for the Super Bowl if we make it there. Transaction wise, nothing big coming in and out. We're going to have to figure out what we want to do and probably bring in a couple of players to play because, I mean, the injury, it's 2 receivers. We're going to have to figure out what to do with that. And there it is. The Bengals aren't here. The Bucks take the 9-8 race. We're going to have to look at these standings in the conference. So the Bengals, if they won that game, they would have been the 6th seed. Because they lost, they drop out of the playoff race and didn't have enough help. That is a big one. The Chiefs, maybe if they win, they move up, but probably not from there. On the other side, the Bucks at 9-8 take the 9-8 competition there. There's what? 2, 4, 5 teams at 9-8, and Tampa takes it. That is a big one. How does that look in the draft order? That's going to put our division at 14, 15, and 16. If we want Caleb Downs, we'd have to trade up maybe with the Panthers or Colts, or maybe trading back into like here. We have to see how this kind of works because we might be one and done and end up down here in the 20s, which definitely is different from that. So how this sets up on the AFC, Dolphins will have the 1 seed and the bye. Chargers will go to Houston to play the Texans. Jags will go to Denver to play the Broncos, and Bills will go to Pittsburgh to play the Steelers. On our side, obviously we have the first round bye. Bucks will travel to Philly to play the Eagles. Cowboys will travel to Atlanta to play the Falcons, and Shadur Sanders and the Giants go over and play San Fran in San Fran. That is an interesting bit. For the coaches, there is a couple more coaches in the hot seat. Rod Mayo's there, Dave Canales, Antonio Pierce, Doug Peterson's in there, even though they made the playoffs, which is kind of interesting. I already did the tools for the injured reserve fix, everything like that. I'm gonna have to figure it out. We also have a mock draft. All right, so I'll look at the mock draft 3. We have it in the tool now, so I don't have to worry about it as much. So let's see the storylines and see how we did. The video going around this morning. When we're back in camp, and he told the reporter at practice that our journey was to lean on our playmakers and have 2 players with 75 catches. I'll have to. How close is he? Yeah, we didn't have anyone close. Romadunze injury, and then Luther Burden had a couple of injuries there, so we weren't able to get up to 75. So that kind of makes sense. All right, the next one. What? Really? Let's check that one. DTs. So Dexter had 40 tackles, 27 solo, only 2.5 sacks. I don't see any TFLs on here. I guess we just didn't make it. All right, press conference. Yeah, that's right. Put some respect on it, Ryan Clark. Earned 7 staff points. Ultimately, it doesn't matter. All right, offensive game plan. I'm gonna say Harrison Bryant. It really doesn't matter at the end of the day. Oh, you get some break tackles. I guess it probably did work. All right, let's advance the week and we'll see what it is in the Madden tool, and then we'll go from there. So here I see a couple of upsets here. Cowboys beat the Falcons 33-23. Eagles handily take care of the Bucks 27-13. Chargers beat the living hell out of the Texans 44-23. Stroud had 1 interception at this point. 8 for 88 for Joe Mixon. I mean, Herbert, I guess, was better. That running game, though. That running game did absolute work. No sacks for Houston. Only 1.5 or maybe 2 sacks here for the Chargers. 1 interception. That's an interesting one. Steelers beating up on the Bills 34-19. Jonathan Allen has a 194 game. That's why they lost. And 4 touchdowns by Deshaun Watson. Niners over the Giants 21-10. Not a great game for Shador. There's 2 interceptions, 1 touchdown. Not great on the ground. Just locked them up probably on defense here. Yeah, there's 2 sacks, 3 sacks against them, 2 interceptions. Giants are on the up and up though. And the Jags beat the Broncos. Another upset there by 3. It's Cam Ward, 169 and a touchdown interception. It's the defense that wins it for the Jags. 2 interceptions by Bo Nix. Campbell and Starks have that. The rookie, Malachi Starks out of Georgia in the 2nd round. Big impact. And then Campbell had a big impact as well with 4 pass deflections. We have 4 sacks, including Billings in there. Andrew Billings. That's a good one. All right, so what does that mean? See if anyone else was fired here. Yeah, Josh Allen, Bijan Robinson, nothing. Drake London, nothing. Kieran Lacey, unfortunately, if you don't know what happened to him in real life, he's still here. We're going to keep him in. And in transactions, Trey Knox has agreed to a 1-year deal, so an extension. And DeJuan Jones has agreed to a restructured contract with the Browns. So the Browns might get under their cap for the first time at this point in the season, maybe. Let's look at their financial report. No, they're still under. They're still over, I mean. All right, that means Chargers will go to Miami to face the first seed Dolphins, and the Jags will play the Steelers. We'll play the Cowboys in Chicago, and San Fran will play the Eagles in that. We are 4.5 point favorites, I believe, at this point. Actually, we're not. They're favorites. All right, we'll have to see what that boils down to. Let's look at the Cowboys. And statistically, Dak Prescott, 4,000 yards. Over 4,000 yards. 21 touchdowns, 16 interceptions. Ashton Jeanty, 125 carries, 611 yards. Committed share between him and Isaiah Spiller. And then in the receptions, CeeDee Lamb, 87 receptions, 1,154 yards, 7 touchdowns. Devin Duvernay, who's on the Bears in real life. Elijah Moore. Isaiah Bond. They did add Isaiah Bond in there as well. So that's going to be a big one. Okay, maybe we don't need to send anyone back. Okay, that's interesting there. We also have a couple of things. I'm going to show the Pro Bowl team right now. Here it is. Caleb Williams at quarterback will be in the Pro Bowl. His first one. As we go through, Christian McCaffrey there will lead that. Amon-Ra St. Brown, the wide receivers. A snub for DJ Moore. But that's a big year for Amon-Ra St. Brown. Oh, it says if it's their first Pro Bowl. Cool. At tight end, yeah, Sam Laporta, I can see that, and Kyle Pitts. At left tackle, Christian Wirf. At left guard. Okay. Center, that kind of went down. Right guard, James Daniels to his first Pro Bowl. Right tackle. It's interesting there. Left end. And wow, a snub for Princely. That is crazy. Jalen Johnson getting in there, his second Pro Bowl, 8 interceptions. So we had 2. Here's the list. No, we had 3. Jalen Johnson was 2. James Daniels. So 3 on the day. Let's see if there's any rookies or any shockers over here. Okay, Larry Tunzel. Actually, not any shockers so far. Joe Alt there, his second Pro Bowl in 2 years. Greg Rousseau at 15 sacks. Deion Walker in the middle for the Texans, a rookie. Wow, okay, this is not many shockers at this point. Rod Moore. Okay, so there is your Pro Bowl team. Now the awards race, it's already done. Coach of the year goes to us. MVP is going to end up going to Caleb. Offensive player of the year, Nico Collins with 118 receptions, 1,600 yards and 13 touchdowns. Okay, I can see it. Defensive player of the year, Max Crosby's there. Offensive rookie goes to Ty Felton. Defensive rookie of the year goes to Nick Scranton. 13 sacks, I see it. Best quarterback goes to Caleb. Best running back, Jonathan Taylor. Best receiver, Nico Collins. That's an insane year for Nico Collins. Jesus. Best defensive lineman, Nick Scranton. Best linebacker, Max Crosby. They're in a 3-4. There should be 2 of these. Best off-ball linebacker and best pass rushing linebacker. The best defensive back, Jalen Johnson, gets 3rd. Wow. What a snub in that awards race. All right, so that will do it. We'll preview the draft at the start of the next episode when we go in with this one. So thanks for hanging out. Go and leave a like below, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Later.